In the back of your mind, is there a little voice telling you that you could be, no, you should be in a better financial position? No matter what you do, your net worth isn't growing fast enough. If you struggle trying to figure out what to do first, or if you know that you have too much money sitting in low-yielding savings but can't figure out what is the best thing to do with it, or if you're building wealth but struggling to really accelerate the growth, well, these 5 money pivots can help you be in a much better financial position this time next year. Hi there, Colin Exelby here, and I'm a certified financial planner professional with over 20 years of experience providing financial planning for business owners and their families that just makes sense. I own the financial advisory practice Celestial Wealth Management and provide advice virtually to clients all over the country. What is financial freedom? Financial freedom is a term that's thrown around far too often. So much so that people don't really even stop to think what it really means. Financial freedom is the ability to do what you want, when you want, without financial worry. In order to get there, your money needs to be working for you 24/7, just like the money in the largest corporations in the world. But before we get to the good stuff, here's the page of disclosures our attorneys say that we must put up on the screen, so here they are. And it's important as a financial channel to make sure we're always disclosing properly the risks. I know, but as a registered investment advisor, it's a requirement. All right, now that that's out of the way, here are the 5 money pivots. Number 1, eliminate consumer debt. In my opinion, you can never hear this one enough because many people don't follow it, and it hinders their net worth for years and even decades. Over the past 30 years, debt advanced the living standards of many people, in essence tying their future income streams to debt that was already accumulated. Many incomes didn't increase at the rate of spending. People use debt to buy cars, to buy vacations, things, and debt to buy the home that you live in. Being in debt reduces your options when times are good and can severely destroy your financial well-being when times are tough because you've placed a claim on your future cash flow. A great way to accelerate your net worth is to get a high guaranteed rate of return. Of course, in the investment world, there's almost nothing that's guaranteed. In fact, I'm sure you've seen the phrase, past performance is no guarantee of future results. Well, I'm here to tell you there is one place where you can earn a guaranteed return: paying down existing consumptive debt. Credit card debt often has high interest rates in the double digits attached to it. Look, you're not alone. Many people, even millionaires, will carry credit card debt for one reason or another, but will also keep assets sitting in low-yielding savings or checking accounts. Pay it off now and get a guaranteed rate of return. If you're thinking about taking on more debt and it doesn't result in an increase in cash flow, think twice. This means if debt is being taken on to achieve additional rental income or increase productivity, or you're investing in yourself, then that can be beneficial. But if it doesn't result in an increase in cash flow, then it's purely consumptive. Consumption should ideally be paid for with either income or accumulated savings or investments. Work to create a strategy to pay off all the consumptive debt, and you will feel liberated and your net worth will grow even faster. All right, number 2, optimize your cash flow. What do I mean? Well, stop leaking money in unnecessary taxes, lost opportunity, and unused expenses. Set up a formal structure to monitor how your dollars flow through your bank accounts, and you can help capture money that's leaking out of your net worth. Treat your personal finances like a business. Your family Inc. should be well run, organized, and automated whenever possible. Understand when you get paid, where that money goes, what deductions are being taken out, and how much sits idle each month, and maximize it. Look, most people pay their bills once a month, but you get paid multiple times a month, and banks love this. You know why? Because you keep your money sitting in the bank working for them, not you. Get that money moving and being optimized while you have it, not sitting there doing nothing. Technology is an amazing thing. Harness its power to improve your cash flow. There are a number of apps like the one that I use called Truebill. Now, Truebill helps monitor your cash flow, and it uses AI to find ways to save money and cut unnecessary expenses you didn't even realize you had. There are many apps that are like this, and I think that it makes a lot of sense to take a look at them to help you manage your cash flow. Don't let your cash sit idle. Businesses maximize their cash every month. Do the same with your personal cash flow by paying down revolving lines of credit like HELOCs and personal loans to reduce interest expense. All right, number 3, accumulate assets that may provide protection from inflation and a declining US dollar. All around the world, when faced with budget shortfalls or excessive debt burdens, governments are opting for the same solution: printing that money. Over the past year, rising prices for almost everything we buy has impacted our cash flow. And if this money printing continues, we may very well see higher inflation continue in the coming years. Stimulus payments, child care tax credits, student loan forgiveness, these are all current or proposed programs to put more money in our pockets. But more dollars chasing the same amount of goods can lead to higher prices, and we're seeing that firsthand right now. The last time we saw inflation rates this high was back in the 1970s and early 80s. Most people under the age of 50 never experienced or remember what it was like. And unfortunately, these higher prices hurt those who can least afford it the most. Keeping funds sitting in low-yielding checking and savings accounts lose money every day as your purchasing power declines. That dollar is buying less every day. So how do you improve your finances in periods of rising inflation? Well, certain assets historically can perform better in times of rising inflation. Of course, past performance is no guarantee of future results, but for more specifics, check out these videos: how to inflation-proof your portfolio and how to earn 7.12% with this government bond. And of course, if you're getting value from these 5 pivots, make sure that you hit that little thumbs up button and smash that subscribe button so you're notified whenever I release a new financial planning video. All right, number 4, take control of your investments and maintain liquidity. You are responsible for your finances, nobody else. At Celestial Wealth Management, we believe our relationships with our clients are partnerships, but ultimately it's your money and your decisions. Your wealth is your responsibility. Here are some great ways to take more control over your finances. Number 1, obtain access to account aggregation and planning software, or create your own balance sheet and income and expense statement. This will help you get clear on where you currently stand. Know your account numbers, your routing numbers, passwords, usernames, and all that other information that you need to have access to move funds if needed. Know all the processes, penalties, and regulations around moving your funds between accounts. Understanding the rules surrounding access to your funds can be an eye-opening experience. Do you have electronic access to move the funds? Is a physical signature required? Do you need a secondary signature? Does a physical check need to be cut and mailed? Do your accounts have limits on them, like retirement accounts where you can't access them until you're a certain age? What are those ages and what are the exceptions? If you want to retire early, you've got to come up with a strategy to be able to access your different fund accounts. Does the institution place a hold on funds above a certain level? That can happen when you're making deposits. Know the financial standing of your bank or investment institution. Is your bank on the FDIC watch list? Are there questions about solvency? What would you do if your bank failed? How long would your money be frozen? And would you have access to other funds? These are all things that you should know just in case. All right, number 5, understand your current asset allocation, your investments, and the effects that different economic outcomes could have on that allocation. A good financial advisor will take the time to understand your situation, your goals, your risk tolerance, and time horizon while customizing an investment plan for you. Don't settle for a cookie-cutter model that's appropriate for the average Joe out on the street. Every investor is different and every plan should be individualized. Know what you own and why you own it. I can't tell you how important this is. If you can't determine why you own an investment, get rid of it. And if you wouldn't invest hard-earned dollars in that investment today, get rid of it. CNBC host Jim Cramer had a best-selling book a few years back called Getting Back to Even. If the only reason for holding an asset is getting back to even, then get rid of it. Here are some other questions to ask yourself about your investments. Number 1, are you well diversified? Number 2, how correlated are the different investments? Do they move up and down together? Number 3, how are your investments likely to perform in economic expansion, recession, war, and periods with rising inflation? And understand how the portfolio works in those different economic climates. Number 4, what percentage of your wealth is tied to a single currency such as the US dollar? Number 5, how would you replace your paycheck if you lost your job or you were forced to retire? How much do you need? How often do you need it? How safe does it need to be? How consistent a cash flow or how flexible can you be? These are all questions that you should know about your investment portfolio and your financial plan. There's an old adage that most people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. It happens every day. These 5 pivots can put you on the right path to amplifying your wealth over the next 12 months. And if you like this video, check out these ones next in order to maximize your financial planning strategy during the next 12 months. Just click on the screen now. Get clear, be clear.